Good morning and welcome to Saxon News. I'm Zach Aldridge.
And I'm Justice Campstra.
And welcome back everyone to Saxon News. Our first story of the day, in a mass school culinary competition, our team won the management segment. 9 schools competed, sending teams from their culinary classes to create a full 3-course gourmet meal in under an hour. The 2 first place winners, along with the second place winner, will be going to the 2018 National Pro Star Invitational in Washington, D.C. The 3 winners will additionally get scholarships to further their career in the culinary arts and food service industry. That's all there is to say about that delicious story.
Off the back of this month's measles outbreak, Oregon legislature is closed on a new vaccine bill. HB 3063 would require that any vaccine necessary during an outbreak or possible outbreak to be taken. Normally, parents and children will be given a source of information about what vaccines and specifically what their vaccine does and the health risks that come with it. Now that this bill has passed, if there is an outbreak or possibility of outbreak, physicians will bypass this and make the necessary vaccine mandatory. Of course, this bill has its critics, many who simply are against vaccines altogether, and others who cite the bill as overgoing and revoking the right to informed choice. Additionally, the bill does not offer a clear definition of when exactly these certain vaccines would become necessary, leaving it up to physicians to decide. While being in the midst of an outbreak is an obvious situation, others might not be so black and white, so much that some of the people who have opposed the bill that sat in as it was being passed were seen crying. With that, all we can do is see what happens next.
And in other local news, Oregon legislature has been addressing Oregon's issue with algae blooms in water sources and will continue to. We are sure many of you Saxons out there remember the algae blooms in the public reservoir in 2018. Many of the Marion County and other areas that got their water from the reservoir were advised to not drink the water from the faucet. Many must remember the rush of buying bottled water. Since the 2018 event, there has been a few other scares, and so Oregon politicians have been waiting to create some sort of preventative measures, though they have been struggling to come up with any long-term plan. But since the bloom of 18, legislature put more funding into testing positions so that testings would be done locally and more accurate and precise than before. A recent bill would do a lot, and we mean that literally, as in the bill parameters of the bill is very broad, and we would be remiss to admit to list all out there. So you can learn more at thestatesmanjournal.com.
And now here's Ethan with the weather.
It looks like winter is finally dying down, with highs hovering in the low 70s and low 60s, and the lows ranging from the high 50s over the weekend. The sky will be cloudy with some sunshine, but as we go into next week, it's predicted to get really rainy, and humidity is predicted to be exclusively in the 60 to 70% range. Throughout all this time, Friday to next Thursday, wind speeds will steadily increase from 6 to 7 miles per hour, coming from the northeast and start coming from the west. But keep the pattern of the previous wind speeds going up to 8 miles per hour. Thank you, and now back to Zach and Justice.
Thanks, Ethan. In sports, South has a lot of major events going on right now. For instance, boys baseball has games all this week, starting at North Medford at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. The next game will be versus Sherwood at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, and finally against Sheldon High School on Friday at 4 p.m. And now we would like to introduce a segment of a lightning round of entertainment news that we call Film Reel.
First, DC and Warner Brothers' film Birds of Prey has been in development for nearly a year, and after finally getting a director, it began principal photography in January and has a set release date of 2020. Off the back of the Oscar award-winning Bohemian Rhapsody, another biopic of a famous musician is coming in the form of Rocket Man. As you could gather, it follows the life of Elton John and has In his rise to prominence as an iconic musician, the film stars Taron Egerton, and since its announcement has had people excited. It comes out May 31st. The Umbrella Academy has been confirmed for a second season. The Netflix series, based off of the Gerald Way and Gabriel Bass Award-winning comic series, was a hit, and after the last episode left off on a cliffhanger. Many were speculating on a possible second season, but now it has been officially confirmed.
We would like to give some congratulations to South Saxon's boys basketball team, bringing home the 5th place state trophy with some great basketball last weekend.
New legislature might make daylight saving time and changing your clocks a thing in the past. The biannual setting back of clocks has been around since before the founding of our country, but most agree that it is almost entirely pointless, as there is an hour more of daylight in the evening where people will not use artificial light. There is also an extra hour of darkness in the morning where people will use artificial light. In the back act of setting clocks back just changes the frame of daylight and does not affect how much electricity we use. Beyond the most people do not enjoy the hassle of setting all their clocks back and adjusting to the new frame of time. Even if they can, Senate Bill 330, if passed, would end all official setting back of clocks so long as it gets enough votes. But this is, of course, relies heavily on the public voting. Now there is a lot more to do with that, and we don't have time to get into it. But you can find out more information on the SalemReporter.com. Well, Saxons, that's all we have for you for this episode. Until next time, I'm Zach Aldrich.
And I'm Joseph Campstra.
And this has been Saxon News. Thank you for watching. We'll see you all next time.